What's up, everybody? I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. My name is Mel, and welcome to my channel, Divine Feminine Works. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. This channel is everything tarot, astrology, spirituality, and enlightenment. So if those are things that interest you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll always be notified whenever I come out with new content. Today, I wanted to do a quick discussion and tarot read on the astrology of the new moon in Cancer. So this new moon in Cancer is happening tomorrow, July 20th. And it's interesting because this new moon in Cancer is the second new moon in Cancer that we're having back to back. So last month in June, the new moon was in Cancer, and this month in July, the new moon is in Cancer. And that's a pretty rare occurrence because typically every time we have a new moon, it's in a different astrological sign, but this time it's back to back in Cancer. And that just lets me know that there's a real emphasis here that Spirit is trying to convey to us. It's like there's something really important here that we need to take notice of before we can move forward and before things sort of go back into place, whatever that place is. But let me talk about what a new moon is generally. So the new moon phase of the moon is when the moon and the sun are conjunct, meaning that they are right next to each other or on top of each other, astrologically speaking. As you can see right here, the moon is at 28 degrees and the moon is at 27 degrees and the sun is at 28 degrees. So they're like right next to each other. And during that phase of the moon is completely hidden. You can't see it. So it's completely dark in the sky. And symbolically, that is a time to plant new seeds of manifestation. So if there's anything that you want to manifest in your reality, the new moon phase of the moon is the perfect time to do that. That's when you plant the seed. Like, I'll give you the example of an apple tree. Suppose that you want to have an apple orchard. During the new moon phase of the moon, that would be the perfect time to literally plant those seeds in the ground so that these trees can eventually grow and produce apples. And that's what this phase of the moon is all about. Now, when you're talking about the new moon being in Cancer, first of all, the moon is at home in the sign of Cancer, so it's in its home. So it doesn't surprise me that the moon is staying here an extra month because it's home and it's comfortable. But apart from that, Cancer is a very emotional sign. It's emotional, it's psychic, and it's very home-oriented. And what do I mean by that? It deals with domestic issues. It deals with issues involving mothers. Anything that's close to home, anything that's private to you is under the realm of Cancer. And with this new moon, you may feel the urge to initiate or plant the seeds of intention for something that's very private to you, something that evokes emotion within you. What makes this new moon in particular very interesting and a bit difficult is that it's actually opposing Saturn in Capricorn, which is directly across from it. So as you can see, there's this opposition here between the moon and the sun conjunct in Cancer with Saturn conjunct Pluto and Jupiter in Capricorn. So it's a lot of heavy energy. I want to explain sort of what an opposition is and how the energy is typically felt. So imagine you have two cars back to back, back bumper to back bumper, and they are tethered by a rope. And both of these cars are trying to go forward. So they're both trying to go in opposite directions, but being that they're tethered by this rope, they can't get very far. And they're both revving their engines and they're both trying to go forward. But especially if they're going at the same speed, they can't really go anywhere. And that is what the energy of an opposition feels like. You've got two extremes and it's like you're trying to find the balance between the two. And And sometimes you can get nowhere because both extremes are like pulling really hard in both directions. So to put this in like a real world scenario, imagine there's something that you want to manifest for yourself. Perhaps that you want to manifest a new car for yourself, right? That's something that's personal to you. That's something that you want for you. But you have these responsibilities, perhaps to your family, perhaps to other people that you're close to, that's preventing you from doing that. So on the one hand, you want to manifest a new car. On the other hand, you need that money for your familial responsibilities or for work responsibilities or whatever. That is how this new moon is like playing out for everyone right now. And again, it's this tug of war between your private life and your public life. Things that you hold dear to you, things that you don't have out in the open versus your job, your career, your reputation, responsibilities that you have within society. This is the tug of war that we're all dealing with right now. And Cancer and Capricorn are both cardinal signs. Cardinal signs are all about initiation. They're the ones that initiate things. They're the ones that start things. And so you have this very dynamic energy between these two signs and between these two types of energies. So although typically new moons are very sort of stable and very easygoing for the most part, this new moon is going to have some harsh aspects to it and some, you know, tug of war type energy that's going to be happening. And the cardinal signs are probably going to be feeling this the most. The cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. So if you're either of those signs, you might be feeling this energy a bit more than everybody else. So that's the general astrology for this new moon. Let's get into each individual sign grouped by element and see what's going on with them. All right, earth signs, what's been going on with y'all? This is the new moon in Cancer reading for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. All right, so let's get started with Taurus. So Taurus, this new moon in Cancer is happening in your third house. And the third house is all about communication, thoughts, your immediate neighborhood, learning, like if you're taking like a course online or something like that, and siblings and close family members. So close family members could be like cousins or, you know, extended family, but, you know, close. So that's where the new moon is happening for you. It is opposing Saturn in Capricorn, which is happening in your 9th house. And your 9th house has to do with higher learning. It has to do with foreign affairs and things abroad. So think of it this way. The 3rd house and the 9th house are opposite, like they're exactly opposite. So whereas the 3rd house governs your neighborhood and your local community, the 9th house governs the community at large, like the world. So it might be someone in another country. It also covers higher education, so that has to do with college and university, as opposed to 3rd house, which is like elementary school and high school. The 9th house also covers broad ideals like philosophy, religion, law, and justice, and things of that nature. So for you, Taurus, how this may play out, how this new moon may play out, is that you may want to manifest something locally, something at home, something within your neighborhood, or something within your, you know, close family. You may have a new thought or a new idea when it comes to manifesting something new, but you've got responsibilities abroad or away from you that are sort of hindering this new intention and this manifestation that you'd like to take place. So that could be responsibilities, you know, to people in other countries. You may be supporting family in another country, and that may, you know, be taking some energy away from what you're trying to manifest locally. Issues with school, if you have, you know, if you're in college or if you're in university, that is also how it may play out. And sort of speaking about what's been going on lately, ideas related to justice and fairness, especially that's been, you know, at the forefront of everything as of late. Those ideals may be what's hindering you from thinking about things on a more local level. So again, you may be trying to manifest something on a local level, but your broad level thinking, how you view religion, how you view politics, how you view justice may be getting in the way of manifesting something in your close proximity. So that's how it's going to play out for you, Taurus. So let's get into this reading and see what messages Spirit has for you for this new moon in Cancer. This is new moon in Cancer for Taurus, sun, moon, rising, or north node. All right, we've got forgiveness. We've got new beginnings. And this one wanted to come out. We've got change. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got completion. All right, Taurus. So, obviously with completion at the bottom of the deck, there's some sort of cycle that has ended or something has come to an end in your energy space. There's a new beginning on the horizon. You know, a lot of other signs have been getting very similar energy. It's almost like everyone is on the brink of something completely new. And I feel like a lot of us can feel that to a certain extent. I mean, things are obviously changing like crazy right now. Like that goes without, you know, I don't even need to speak on that at length. But, you know, we can all feel to a certain extent that things are changing in a very profound way. Now, for you specifically, Taurus, I see that we've got forgiveness here. And I feel like there's some relationship that you've been in. And when I say relationship, it doesn't automatically mean a romantic relationship. This could be a relationship with, I'm getting like siblings or close family members, especially since this new moon is happening in your third house. So there could have been a rift between you and a family member, like a sibling or a cousin. There could have been a rift between you and a neighbor or someone within your community. And, you know, Spirit is saying that forgiveness needs to be had here. Now I'm going to look into this further and see who has to do the forgiving and what is really going on with that. But for the most part, this new moon is bringing up a situation, you know, that has probably ended. Perhaps if this is, I mean, when it comes to family, you don't just end a relationship with family, like you're always going to be family. But it could be a situation where, you know, you might have had a friend or a community member that you no longer speak to. But regardless, some sort of relationship that's close to you has changed and forgiveness is necessary at this time. All right, so let's get one on forgiveness. All right, we've got the Three of Wands. So someone here is expecting forgiveness. They're not making any moves. They're not making an effort to forgive. I feel like they're just like waiting on this apology and waiting on this forgiveness. Let's get one more here on forgiveness. All right, we've got the Strength card, which is Leo. So you could have been, this could be a situation with a Leo, but I feel like more so than anything, it's talking about during Leo season. So I feel like there is an apology that needs to be had, and someone is definitely waiting for it. They're not making any moves towards it. And this is all going to go down in this upcoming Leo season. Let me get another one here because I want to know a little more about this forgiveness. Okay, and we've got the Magician. All right, so the Magician, Magician is definitely an air sign. I see. Okay, someone here is like, they are manifesting a forgiveness from someone. That's why they're not actively taking the steps to apologize. I feel like, and this could be you, Taurus, because I'm not really seeing anyone else out here yet. Although you could be on the other end of this, take it as it resonates. But yeah, someone really wants an apology and they're like, yo, I'm trying to manifest an apology from someone, especially during this Leo season. But they're not going to make any effort towards it. They're really just going to wait for it to come to them. All right, let's get one on this new beginning. All right, we've got the Sun. That's beautiful, positive energy. So yeah, I feel like whenever this apology happens or whenever this mending of this relationship happens, it's definitely going to be for the better. Definitely going to be for the better. Like if you see these two people, it's like they see eye to eye. They're on the same page. So it's like harmony is restored in this situation here. Let's get another one, a new beginning. All right, we've got the Death card. So the Death card is all about endings. I don't get that I'm not hearing that it's someone actually dying, so you don't need to worry about that. But yeah, so wow, okay, so what I thought was gonna happen was that there was gonna be this reconciliation, everything was gonna be great. What I see now is that there isn't going to be a reconciliation. Like someone's going to be left waiting for an apology. This apology may not happen and this relationship might end like completely. And that makes sense given that we got the completion card at the bottom of the deck here. So this relationship is done. This relationship is done, but it's for the best. Like it's ultimately in your highest good for this relationship to not continue. And you need to, they're saying you need to be strong because you're not going to get the closure that you feel that you need or deserve, or vice versa. But the closure, the apology, all of that, the mending is not going to happen. All right, let's get one on change. We've got the Nine of Cups. So yeah, I feel like to a certain extent, you may not have even wanted this relationship to be mended. Like you are focused on your own needs and desires, which could have been an issue, especially if you were dealing with someone that was close to you, or if you had responsibilities abroad or responsibilities that were hindering, your desire to manifest something new. This change is going to ultimately result in focusing on what you want and what you need. All right, let's get one more on change. And we've got the Ten of Pentacles. All right, so this change, I feel like you are going your own way and you are just focused on, on Taurus things. And what I mean by that is Taurus is all about material things. Taurus is typically symbolic of the second house in astrology. And the second house in astrology is all about material possessions. It's all about money. I feel like you want to get back to being you. I feel like whatever relationship this was or whatever dealings you had with this person, I feel like it sort of took you out of your element. It took you out of your element, and now that this relationship or this responsibility is no longer in your energy field, you can get back to being Taurus. You can get back to being yourself and focusing on the things that matter to you. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Fool. So yeah, you've got a brand new beginning here. Again, that was signified by this card right here. You've got a brand new beginning here, Taurus. And this new moon is sort of, I guess, the jumping off point for that. Again, this relationship that you were in, whether it's romantic or family, I'm not getting that it's romantic. I feel like it's a friendship, or it's something with a neighbor, someone that's in your close proximity, was not working out. And I feel like someone was waiting for an apology that they're not going to get. And this relationship is just not going to move forward. However, it's for your good, because you're going to be able to focus now on securing the bag. You're going to be able to focus on, Taurus-like things that make you you can get back to you. All right, so let's get one last message here for you, Taurus, for this new moon in Cancer. One more for Taurus for this new moon in Cancer. All right, and we have come to the edge. I don't know if you can see that, but she's like jumping off the cliff. And again, this is like, in this deck, this is like the Fool card. This is taking a leap of faith, having faith, and just like starting anew. Starting anew. And if you look at the numbers, it's 36, which reduces to a 9, which is all about completion. So yeah, this situation that you had with this person is done. And now you need to just start fresh, start anew, take that leap of faith, and get back to being you. All right, Taurus, that's what I got for you for this new moon in Cancer. All right, so next up, we've got Virgo. That's Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and North Node. So Virgo, this new moon is happening in your 11th house. And 11th house is all about friends, social groups, ambitions, and wishes coming true. All right, so you may be wanting to manifest something new with respect to your friends, your groups. Maybe you want to get some new friends. Maybe you want to join some new groups. Maybe you want to get out there and network. Or you've got some major goals, some lofty goals that you'd like to achieve. This house is all about just generally big goals and ambitions. So you may be trying to, manifest something really big, something really lofty. And this new moon is opposing Saturn in Capricorn in your 5th house. And your 5th house is all about you, literally. It's about standing out as an individual. It's about creative expression. It's about creative endeavors, which can also include children, because as you know, we create children. But more importantly, it's about standing out. It's about being a leader. So your responsibilities to either yourself or your children perhaps is in conflict with your desire to manifest something new when it comes to friendships, social groups, or a lofty ambition. Your kids could be getting in the way. Your responsibilities to your kids could be getting in the way, or it's just your sense of self may be compromised. It's kind of like, you may be someone who stands out. You may be someone who is a leader. When everyone goes right, you go left. And maybe something that you're trying to manifest has you kind of being like a sheep, has you kind of being a part of the crowd, has you being someone who identifies as being part of a group as opposed to someone who's, individual and stands alone. So that's how this new moon in Cancer could play out for you, Virgo. So let's get into the reading and see what messages Spirit has for you. So this is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or North Node. This is for the new moon in Cancer, happening on July 20th. First card we've got, all right, relationship change. This is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, North Node. We've got nature. And we've got physical activity. And at the bottom of the deck, we've got leadership. This is so on point with the whole astrology of the new moon. So leadership, your ability to stand out in the crowd, be a leader, express yourself creatively. That is where your responsibility lies right now. That is where Saturn in Capricorn is. So that's it's your duty to be a leader, right? And here we have some sort of relationship change. This could be your status as far as being in a relationship, whether you're single, married, or whatever, that may be changing. Your relationship with your friends may be changing. I feel like that, friends and social groups, I feel like that is probably what this reading is talking about because of the astrology of the new moon. But we're going to look into this further and see what else is going on. As a side note, for a lot of Virgos, a lot of you need to get out in nature and start working out. It's like Spirit was like, I need you to tell them, side note, sidebar, a lot of you need to get out in nature. and physical activity. I mean, for some of you, I'm maybe preaching to the choir because Virgo is all about health. It's all about your body. So a lot of you are probably active at this time. But for others of you, Spirit is saying you really need to get out there and exercise. But nature is very important, especially when it comes to manifestation. Just manifestation in general. Using natural elements in your manifestations helps it like 110%. So nature is also playing a significant role here with this new moon. But let's look into this further and see what's really good. All right, let's get one on relationship change. Okay, we've got the Lovers. So yeah, this is a romantic relationship. If it's not a romantic relationship, it's a relationship with someone that you have a contract with. So it could be business, like a partnership or something like that. But a relationship where you're choosing to be with this other person. So again, it could be marriage, could be romantic, could be business, but there's a change in that relationship. Let's see what that change is. Okay, we've got the Devil. So this change may not be the best. Something about this relationship has turned negative, like badly. Again, the Devil card also represents Capricorn. So you could be in a relationship with Capricorn. That's number one. But again, I feel like what this is saying is going back to the astrology of the new moon with Capricorn, Saturn in Capricorn. And don't forget, Saturn rules Capricorn. So Saturn is at home in Capricorn. That's one. With that particular transit right now, being in your 5th house, your house of leadership, your house of standing out, I feel like whatever relationship that you're in, whether it's business or romantic here, it's an impediment to your leadership abilities. So I feel like for some of you, it's like you are lost in this relationship. This relationship has consumed you. Now, this could manifest as you, like, you know, sometimes when people get in relationships and they're not themselves anymore, they're all about the relationship. I feel like for some of you, that's what's going on. And Spirit is saying that, you know, you have an obligation and a duty to stand out. You are more than just a business partner. You are more than just a wife or a girlfriend or a husband or a boyfriend. You have to stand out. And this, it's almost like this energy, this relationship is trying to pull you away from your duties to yourself. Okay, let's get one on nature. We've got the Empress. Love the Empress card. The Empress is all about abundance. It's about creativity. And this goes back to what I was saying before about manifesting. When you're trying to manifest something, natural elements, being in nature, using elements from nature is what will help you manifest. And it's what's going to help you get to this Empress energy. It's going to help you be in this Empress energy. It's going to help you get to abundance. It's almost like that's a separate message here. Okay, let's get another one here on nature. Okay, we've got the 8 of Wands. Yes. By spending time in nature, especially when you're trying to manifest and using the elements of nature, when manifesting, that manifestation is going to come in very quickly. Very, very quickly. So that's a side note. Let's get one on physical activity. We've got the 3 of Pentacles. So yeah, get to work. Like seriously. Get to exercising. Like actually literally work at exercising. Again, that feels like another side note for y'all. And we've got the Emperor here. Okay, so I feel like, oh, interesting. Very interesting. We've got the Emperor and the Empress together. So yeah, this is your romantic counterpart. This is definitely your romantic counterpart. You've got a pair here. Yeah, for some of you, it's just saying you really need to get to working out. For others of you, I feel like this, so the Three of Pentacles, it's about building something great, usually with the help of others. And I feel like you and this person that you're with, you could either be the Empress or you could be the Emperor here, but your counterpart has shown up. That's one. I feel like y'all are working towards manifesting something great together. And there's nothing wrong with that. The only thing that Spirit is saying is don't get lost in the sauce when it comes to that. You need to maintain your status as a leader instead of just as part of a relationship. At the bottom of the deck, we've got the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles is all about holding on to things too tight, usually in the case of fear. And I feel like for some of you, you feel like if you express yourself as an individual, if you like pull the reins with respect to just being all about this relationship, that you may lose it. So you're sort of holding on to it too tightly. And Spirit is saying, no, don't do that. Y'all are doing some great things together. There's nothing wrong with that, but you should definitely not forget the duty you have to yourself to stand out. For some of you, I feel like, whoa, this is interesting. For some of you, I feel like you and your partner may be trying to build something in your community, or like, especially when it comes to a building. The two of you could be working on a building or a building project. I see that has the potential of working out really well. But for the vast majority of you, don't get lost in the sauce. Don't get lost in this relationship. You have a duty to stand out and be a leader. All right, now I don't want to use this one. Let's use a love oracle here. Let's get one last card here. That's too many. Let's get one last card here since you and your partner decided to show up in this reading. Let's pull a love oracle for you, Virgo. We've got contract. Isn't that what I said before? This is someone that you are in contract with. Some of you are literally going to be signing a contract with your partner. I feel like it has to do with some property. So maybe you're renting property or you're buying property. But yeah, this is, on a side note, it's like you and this person, you and your counterpart, like y'all have a really tight bond. Y'all have a really tight contract, a soul contract with each other. Just don't forget that you are not just a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a husband or a wife. You are an individual. You are a leader. And don't get lost in the sauce. All right, Virgo, that's what I've got for you for this new moon in Cancer. At Capricorn, that's Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, or North Node. All right, so Capricorn, this new moon is happening in your 7th house. And the 7th house is all about relationships. It's your one-on-one relationships with people. So you may be wanting to manifest a new relationship this new moon, or you may want to manifest a change in a current relationship that you already have. So this new moon is being opposed by Saturn in Capricorn, which is positioned in your 1st house. And your 1st house is all about the house of self. It governs your attitude, your disposition, your physical body, your appearance. So how might this play out for you? Perhaps you're wanting to manifest a new relationship. Perhaps you're tired of being single. You want to, have a spouse, a significant other. But perhaps your disposition, your mannerisms is what's hindering you at this time from having the relationship that you really want. Whatever it is, there's a certain feeling of responsibility that you have to yourself. So you could be feeling very self-centered. Perhaps you are not of the mindset that a relationship requires. And that's sort of the energy that's kind of pulling away from your desire to have a relationship. which is very interesting. All right, so that's how it could play out for you, Capricorn. So let's get into the reading and see what messages Spirit has for you for this new moon. All right, so it's Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, or North Node. We've got effort. We've got physical activity. Funny enough, Virgo just got this same exact card. Let's get one more here for Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, or North Node. We've got music. At the bottom of the deck, we've got individuality. It's really interesting. Like several of the other zodiac signs got this same exact card this month for this new moon reading, I should say. All right. Interesting. So right off the bat, what I'm getting, some of you need to get active. Like I said, Saturn in Capricorn is happening in your first house, and that's the house of self. That's the house of your physical body. So when it comes to your physical body, and then when it comes to that energy of responsibility towards yourself, some of you really need to make a concerted effort to get more physical and to exercise. That's one. And I feel like even though we have the music card here, I don't feel like it's music, just music you listen to. I feel like it's saying that this is a certain frequency. And with the 3 and the 2 here making 5, I feel like there's a change in frequency for you on a very physical level when it comes to your body. There was another sign that got the same card, and although it was a frequency change, it was something completely different for them. But for you, Capricorn, I feel like it's a frequency change when it comes to your actual physical body. Yeah, because we have the individuality here, and that's all about you. It's all about self. All right, let's get some clarification here. Let's get one on effort. We've got the 6 of Cups. The 6 of Cups is all about nostalgia, and sometimes it can represent something from the past that made you feel really good. This can also represent a soulmate relationship. And like I said, for some of you, I feel like this new moon is ripe for manifesting a relationship or a change in a relationship for you specifically, Capricorn. So let's just say that. So there could be some effort that needs to be made towards that effort. That's too many efforts. Let me rewind. There's some effort that needs to be made towards that end, is what I meant to say. All right, let's get another one on effort here. Okay, we've got the Page of Swords. So I feel like the Page of Swords is all about communication. I'm getting 2 things. I'm getting one, there's someone that you've had your eye on. And you might be checking for this person probably on social media. So you check their page, you know, you may check them on Facebook, Instagram, or whatever. I'm also getting that the effort that needs to be made is some sort of little communication. So I feel like in manifesting this new relationship, you've got to put in some work on your part. Obviously, that's usually how manifestation works. But here, it's like, you know, if there's someone that you've got your eye on, like, hit them up. Send them a quick little text message. Nothing too wordy, nothing too long. But just hit them up. Also, I'm getting that it's a certain change of mindset as well. Like I said before, there's a certain energy of responsibility to yourself. So that could mean that There's a certain mannerism or a certain outlook on life that you have, Capricorn, that may be an impediment to manifesting a new relationship or a change in an existing relationship. So Spirit is saying that there might be a change in mindset that needs to occur in order for this manifestation to happen, in order for this intention to actually manifest into a relationship. And interesting, at the bottom of the deck, we've got the Emperor. So I feel like whoever you've got your eye on is a boss. Like this person, or this could be you, because Capricorns are known to be bosses as well. But I really feel like the person you've got your eye on, they're probably on your level. And they're boss status. All right, let's get one on physical activity. That's too many. One physical activity. All right, we've got the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is all about offering your cup of love. Actually getting out there and doing that. I feel like, okay, so maybe you need to take this communication a step further. You might really need to put yourself out there. And that makes sense, even on a logical level. You're not just going to manifest a new relationship by sitting in the house all day. You really need to get out there. That's what this is saying. Okay, I get it. This physical activity is like literally going out. Going out, talking to people, chatting people up, you know, having conversations and things like that. And being a little vulnerable. No one's saying to wear your heart on your sleeve. I love this depiction of the Knight of Cups because, you know, his face is out there, but he's still sort of guarded. And that's what Spirit is saying. Like, you don't have to bare your soul. I mean, as Capricorns, I really don't expect you to be out there baring your soul anyway. But I feel like to a certain extent, you got to be a little vulnerable, but you've got to be inviting is what I'm hearing. You got to be inviting. All right, let's get another one on physical activity and Knight of Cups. We've got the Page of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of young energy here. And I'm not saying that you are young, although you could be. But it's a lot of, it's nothing serious. It's very playful. It's very childish. Like, I'm getting childlike energy. And this could be you approaching someone who is another earth sign, who is a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. But you have to appeal to their playful side is what I'm hearing. Nothing too serious. Because we've got 2 pages here. Definitely nothing too serious. Also, for some of you who've had your eye on this person for a while, you could have known this person from childhood. Is what I'm hearing. That's for a very small group of you. But yeah, be playful with it. Be childlike with it. I don't want to say immature, because you don't want to approach someone on some immature shit. But I do feel like don't take it too seriously, is what Spirit is saying. All right, let's get one on music. All right, we've got the 9 of Swords. So what I'm getting with this is going back to what I was saying before about a change in frequency for you on a very physical level. I feel like to a certain extent, some of you are going to be resistant to it. Especially when it comes to changing your mindset. Like I said before, it's sort of a frequency change with your mind. Oh, okay. I hear what Spirit is saying now. So I feel like for some of you, when it came to relationships, you sort of had this negative outlook on them. Perhaps you thought that they were full of drama, or, you know, people aren't trustworthy, or whatever those low vibrational thoughts were with respect to relationships. Spirit is saying that you really need to change that mindset, especially if you want to manifest a new relationship. Don't be tied down to all of those thoughts. If you look, there's like 9 swords in here, and it's like the hands are tied. And what I'm seeing is someone who's just like, oh, you know, all men are dogs, women are gold diggers, you know, no one is faithful, everybody cheats. That's what all of these swords are. And Spirit is saying, in order to get on a new frequency, you've got to get rid of those thoughts and change that kind of mindset. Let's get another one on music. We've got the 10 of Wands. So yeah, again, it's like not only were you thinking those negative thoughts, but like you put so much passion behind it too. Like you were really amped about thinking that, you know, everyone cheats and no one is faithful and there's no one that's loyal. Like in order to change that frequency, you've got to get out of this like heavy sort of energy. And again, it goes back to the astrology of this new moon. That Saturn, that very Saturnian and heavy energy that's in your first house is where this mindset is. It's where your outlook on life is. And you can't have that outlook and then at the same time want to manifest a new relationship or a change in a relationship. In order to counteract that opposition, and if you remember from the beginning of the video, I explained what an opposition is in astrology, that energy of just really going nowhere because you're being pulled in 2 different directions. In order to counterbalance that, you need to find a middle ground. And that middle ground is changing your outlook, changing your mindset with respect to relationships. That's going to allow you to actually manifest the relationship that you want. Yeah, and at the bottom of the deck, we have the Death card. And this doesn't mean physical death. It doesn't mean that at all. I don't need you to get scared or anything like that. But it's saying that mindset has got to go. Because you can't have that mindset and a new relationship at the same time. All right, let's pull a love oracle card to finish your reading, Capricorn. What do we have here? We've got reciprocity. This is my twin flame card in this deck. Yeah, you have the potential to have a really great relationship. Now, mind you, it's not going to come tomorrow because like I said, I see a lot of young energy here. So we're in the beginning stages of linking up with a soulmate or perhaps a twin flame. But you need to know that there are relationships out there where things are equal, where, you know, you unite as one. You both have something to bring to the table. It's not a one-sided thing. And again, this goes back to your mentality when it comes to relationships. Reciprocity, there are good relationships out there. There are people who are faithful. You need to change your mindset in order to be receptive to that energy because that energy is here for you right now. All right, Capricorn, that has been your reading for this new moon in Cancer. All right, earth signs, that has been your reading for this new moon in Cancer. I hope that you guys were able to get at least one message from these readings. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can find my information in the description box below. If you'd like to order an astrology report, you can also find that information in the description box. These readings are a labor of love and they come straight from the bottom of my heart. So if you feel so inclined and would like to buy me a coffee, that information is in the description box as well. I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.